Cinema Classics is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.org.
The award-winning Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
Yeah, I'm John DeSando.
Sorry, I coughed over you.
And where are my notes? Here, okay. Christ. Work without my notes.
I know.
All right, he said.
Wait, we got to do that again because I coughed over you.
Oh, okay. The whole thing?
Let's just do this. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
It is, and here's what he said. I wanted to really scare the ST out of people. Some of it is art, but fundamentally, I entertain. That's Ridley Scott.
Interesting. We were talking about Ridley Scott because we had a conversation about Michael Curtiz, who you remember is the great director who directed Casablanca,
Yeah.
The Adventures of Robin Hood, Yankee Doodle Dandy, all these different movies, right? And it seemed to me that Ridley Scott was the contemporary director who most closely aligns with that kind of workmanlike filmography. Right?
Fantastic. He has scores of movies, every one different from the other. Now, the one we best remember is Alien.
Of course.
Yeah.
Way back in 1979.
Yeah, boy. And there you go with a seminal piece of science fiction, thriller, horror.
Right.
And a great guy.
So incredibly influential.
Yep.
Still making them today, obviously.
Yeah.
This summer kicked off with Alien Covenant.
Which I liked a lot.
Yeah, it was all right.
You still have the monsters coming out of the chest. One of the great visual images.
Yeah, but they
of
come
cinema.
out too fast now.
Well, I know.
CGI makes everything fast.
I know.
You know, in the first movie, it gestated. There was tension. You know, John Hurt started to convulse, threw himself on the table. The chest burster comes out. It screamed. It ran. Now it's just like boom, bang.
All right.
The thing is out and it's gone. You know where the hell it went.
Well, look, it's just like making love.
Okay.
First time is fantastic. After that, it's not always as great, as I remember.
But it's like pizza, right? Even
Now,
worse.
Most recently, he's done a nominated film, Martian.
The Martian.
Yeah. You know,
little entertaining popcorn
comic.
He basically took that movie Gravity and turned it into a fun premise.
Well, you know what he said about that? You know what he said about the green screen in The Martian? He said, with the green screen, I now can't tell what was studio and what was shot in the desert in Jordan.
Oh, really?
And I remember in Avatar, James Cameron was given a shot from his film. He could not tell.
No, interesting.
The difference.
Well, I wonder if Ridley Scott couldn't tell the difference between those shots because of the advances in CGI or because of the advances in his age.
Both.
88. My favorite movie, I think of Ridley Scott's, is probably his most atypical movie. Even when he's not doing these alien type movies, or he also directed Blade Runner.
Oh yeah.
So he was very influential in that
wow.
slick kind of sci-fi world. He was not, I'm sure, the first choice. I don't know if he was the first choice or not, but to direct Thelma and Louise.
Oh, my favorite as well.
Which is one of the great movies.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Now you have just mentioned two great movies. If we had our buddy Jordan Hanalami here, he would probably verify that those two films, Blade Runner and Thelma and Louise, are among the best of cinema, right? So this guy, to have one place would be great. This guy has
got two of them.
Yeah.
Now there's a couple of stinkers on here.
How about Hannibal? Do you think that's a stinker?
You know, that's funny. That's a good question because I think I like Hannibal in spite of itself. I think it's real. You don't like it?
No.
Oh, Hannibal has some good stuff in it. I like the fact that Hannibal turns into a sort of anti-hero in that movie. I think there's some stuff that's mishandled. Number one, I think Julianne Moore is terribly miscast. And there's a shot in that movie of a videotape. Ray Liotta's great, and the whole brain, cutting his brain out is beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's a shot in that movie where she drops a VHS tape, and it's in slow motion.
Yeah, how
And I'm
exciting.
like, wow.
Right.
See, are we trying to drum up some excitement here? But
Well, wait. He has directed 6 actors that got nominated for Oscars.
Oh,
One who
okay.
won.
it must have been Russell Crowe.
It was. That's easy because he's been in 4 or 5 of his films.
Yeah.
But it was Gladiator,
Right.
and whether that was deserved or not.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was not.
That was a makeup Oscar.
It was a
It was
makeup
for
Oscar.
The Insider.
Oh, The Insider.
It was
I see.
what?
It was a makeup Oscar for The Insider. They didn't give it to him for The Insider, so they gave it to him.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let me ask you a couple of. I want you to just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down on some of these. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. What about 1492, Conquest of Paradise?
I have no idea.
That's Gerard Depardieu, I think, is Christopher Columbus.
He was sober during that?
I don't know who, Gerard Depardieu
Right.
or Ridley Scott? I don't
Both
know.
of them.
What about Kingdom of Heaven? I don't even know what is that.
Well, let's.
Yeah, it was,
Wait a minute. What about Russell Crowe as Robin Hood?
Yeah, he tried to do a like reverse story where Robin Hood is the bad guy and Sheriff of Nottingham was
Whatever
the
it
good guy.
is, it's forgettable.
I don't know. Yeah,
Some people
forget
really liked it.
Who really liked it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Produce
Jordan
this
did.
person. Produce him. What about? Well, where do you stand on Prometheus?
I'm okay with Prometheus, and I know that you're not. I think, as I recall, it was okay. But
I
notice,
was lukewarm.
yeah,
Mostly Luke.
the ones you've mentioned are not memorable. How about?
John, that was a good line.
How about in 2001? I'll cut it out, of course. 2001.
See, now that he said he'll cut it out, of course he can't cut it out because he's got to keep his "I'll cut it out" line. So now I know I'm safe.
2001.
Yeah.
Memorable for me.
Mm-hmm.
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. In some ways, I think it was a comeback movie for him.
Boy.
He had done White Squall, which he'd done 1492, White Squall, and G.I. Jane, all in a row. Was G.I. Jane?
That's a
Is
cool
that a
movie.
big hit?
No, but it's a cool movie.
Yeah. Jordan says it's a cool
It was
movie.
just notable to be
Well,
where it got, like,
you
1
might
million.
notice that there are at least half a dozen women he's directed who have played strong roles,
Okay.
including Sigourney Weaver, of course.
Yeah.
Then our 2 ladies in Thelma and Louise, and some others that I have noted here. In Matchstick, there's a strong female role, A Good Year, and Kate Blanchett in Robin Hood was supposedly good, and Naomi in Prometheus, Jessica Chastain in The Martian, and
Oh man, that is reaching.
anyway,
That is
these
reaching.
are
How
strong
about
female
what is the
roles.
movie? Remind me. What is the movie with? It's not on here for some reason. The one where Cameron Diaz is.
Oh, it's one word. Cut.
All right. Anyway.
Wait. No.
Anyway,
This is important.
What is all this?
Hold on. I
These
gotta figure this
diversions
out.
here in the studio.
No, because this is the counselor.
Counselor.
Okay. Now, speaking of his directing of women,
Yes.
do you remember The Counselor? This little toss-off movie that came out
yeah,
a couple years ago.
now I'm remembering it as you're saying it.
You know, and what a great performance.
Was this with Michael Fassbender or somebody you know?
Yeah, Michael Fassbender, all-star cast, Javier Bardem.
All right.
And,
Yeah.
You'll remember what a beautiful job he did directing Cameron Diaz grinding
Oh,
against
on
the
this
grill of a
windshield.
car in a windshield.
I love that. We mentioned that on the show. A memorable moment.
Yeah. Right.
All right. I'm getting tired of
I
this
think they
conversation.
ran out of windshield wiper fluid on that one.
One of the things that
You can cut that one.
oh no. He suffers from claustrophobia.
Okay.
And he built on this with Alien to make the people in Nostromo in as tight circumstances as possible. So isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is really cool.
And violence, very little. He cuts away quickly. And he said, and I'll challenge you for any really sexy scenes other than the windshield scene.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have very many because he believes that sex is boring unless you're doing it.
Interesting. He said that? That's
Yeah.
great.
Anyway, all right. This is Ridley Scott.
Well,
We're hoping that he lasts longer than his brother.
Well, he has already. So we're in no danger of that. But he's up there in age. I mean, he's in his 80s, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I think we, probably won't be seeing many more films from him.
No. And his brother, what is Tony Scott's great film?
True Romance.
Okay. Didn't Tony Scott do the Tom Cruise?
Top Gun.
Top
True
Gun.
Romance.
And isn't that going to be reprised? Isn't Cruise?
Yeah.
What is Cruise possibly going to do in that?
I don't know. I'm interested.
All right.
I don't care if he's selling shoes at this point.